The Marxist Democrats in the House, led by Speaker Pelosi, successfully forming a 13-panel bipartisan select commission to investigate the January 6th security breach at our nation's Capitol. This comes after Senate Republicans blocked a similar committee last month. And go figure, just to really stick it to Republicans, Pelosi selects never-Trumper Congresswoman Liz Cheney as one of the 8 members of the committee. Cheney is the black sheep of the Republican Party. We all know this, voting in favor of the January 6th committee and even voting to impeach President Trump. What a resume, right? Cheney says she is, quote, honored to serve on Nancy Pelosi's January 6th committee. But House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is calling out Cheney for her betrayal of the Republican Party.
I was shocked that she would accept something from Speaker Pelosi. It would seem to me, as since I didn't hear from her, maybe she's closer to her than us. I don't know.
I can tell you, she absolutely is closer to Nancy Pelosi than us. So it is obvious that this is all part of the Marxist Democrats' plans to politically damage Republicans leading up to the midterms, and even more than that. It's also part of a bigger plot to sabotage President Trump's plans in 2024. So what should be done then with Liz Cheney? If I'm Kevin McCarthy, I strip her of all her committee assignments. She has turned her back on Republicans. Joining me now is Republican Congressman of Georgia, Barry Loudermilk is with us. Congressman, welcome to the program.
Well, it's good to be with you again.
Congressman, you have a message for Liz Cheney?
Well, it's just, I'm like Kevin McCarthy. I'm shocked because it's not only that she took in a position, she took one of the Democrat spots on that committee. You see, it was going to be 8 Democrats and 5 Republicans. She's actually filling one of the Democrat spots. And I think, I mean, I don't know what to say to her right now because I'm in so much shock that she would participate as one of the Democrats.
Yeah. See, I'm actually not in shock. I think that her all-out, whether it's jealousy of President Trump, her all-out hatred of him, she'll do anything she can to try to sink him. And even more importantly, this is about a war on all of us. Trump-loving patriots across America who voted for him. She's got a war on us too, Congressman.
Well, you're right, because if this was a true committee to look at what happened on January 6th, how it happened, and how were they able to get in the Capitol? What was the failure, or who was it that turned down the call for the National Guard on multiple occasions? If that's what they were looking at, that's one thing. But when you look at who Speaker Pelosi has selected to be on this committee for Democrats, 3 of them have been managers of previous impeachments. This is about Donald Trump. This isn't about getting to the bottom of January 6th. This is another witch hunt just to go out and go after President Trump. I think we were kind of looking at it from the Republican side and to determine if we would actually appoint somebody based on who they put on there to tell us, well, are they at least going to pretend to do something honest?
I'm at the point where I don't think you should have appointed anybody if you were even going to be given that opportunity. And if I was a congressman, I'd turn it down. You were talking about Democrats appointed to the committee. Adam Schiff is one of them. This guy is, such a loser, such a liar, even more than that. Here's what he had to say about all this.
I do welcome Liz Cheney's presence, as well as any Republican that's serious about their constitutional duty and wants to get to the bottom of what happened on the 6th. I think she'll approach the subject, already is, with great solemnity and understanding that this really needs to get done in a nonpartisan way.
Congressman, you know what I'd like to see a congressional committee on? Equal treatment of the law. If you have rioting Black Lives Matter Antifa goons that are destroying federal property, and they have much more than even that happened on January 6th, why aren't they being prosecuted? We still have people that are in jail, grandmothers and Purple Heart winners that have been arrested here.
Right, and I know that some members of the Senate have sent a letter to the Department of Justice asking the question, have they given the same treatment to the rioters in Washington, D.C. that they're giving to those who came into the Capitol on January 6th? We're waiting to see if the DOJ is even going to respond to their letter. But no doubt about it, the Democrats, they're not about equal justice. Look at the second impeachment trial. if there was no other reason to vote against the impeachment is because there was no due process at all. The investigation into January 6th had not hardly begun before they were already trying to impeach the president for it. And then we started finding out information that this was an organized attack. It wasn't something that was organic, that was done because the crowd was inspired by Donald Trump's speech that day. Look, these were people in tactical gear. So the facts that we're finding out don't justify the actions they took. And I think what they're trying to do now is keep that narrative alive, even though the facts do not play out.
No, they don't. And certainly there are some bad actors there, no doubt about it. They should pay, just as the bad actors on the other side should pay. But there's a lot of people there that I think got caught up in this that didn't deserve the FBI breaking down their doors with flashbangs. Congressman Barry Loudermilk, always good to have you on the program. Happy 4th to you.
Happy Independence Day. Always a pleasure.